I think so. Across Canada, it's always going to be very neighborhood and region centric, right? Will Quebec City see the same increase as Timmins, Ontario? Probably not, right? Will our condo prices increase 5% in downtown Toronto? I
Maybe.
doubt that's going to happen. But
What's
I
the
can also
benchmark? Is
see
it 9%? Do they estimate it at 9% growth year over year, or is that too? Am I
it's been
on
about
a
7% over the
7?
last 40 years as
So
the just something
5%
just under seven.
would be still soft.
Still soft compared to the average.
Hmm.
But we've had years where it's been like 10, 15%. So
It
if we're
definitely if talking about flattening a curve.
yeah,
Certainly the last couple of years. I mean, it's nice to be able to project out some growth after the last couple of years of being pretty flat, if not down, depending
yeah,
on the property type.
yeah, and I mean it's Remax, predicting 5% home price pop because of the interest rate cuts and the changes to the mortgage stress test. So so two things: our interest rates going down, the variable rates going down, the fixed rates have already come down, but also these mortgage changes are going to make it easier for a lot more people to get into an average home, specifically because we're GTA focused here in the GTA, being able to purchase up to 1.5% using 30-year amortization, using less than a 20% down payment for first-time home buyers. So that's a big incentive for people to get in the market, and it opens the door to essentially being able to take on more debt and then to increase the price. And I think that's what we're going to see on our detached or semi-detached and our townhomes here in Toronto.
I think you're right. I think that, anything in that sort of price range of 900 to 1.2 million, that really like that sweet spot for the first time home buyer, that we'll see a price increase there. We have to, because when there's more money available, people are going to eventually have to reach for it when the sort of feeding frenzy starts up again.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it opens the door for, a couple, say they're a teacher and a police officer, to own an average home in the GTA with less than 20% down without having essentially generational wealth. You think if you're going to buy a property at 1.5 million, the 20% down of that is $300,000. Even for two people making roughly $100,000 a year, that takes a decade to save. Like that takes a long time to be able to do that without help from family.
For sure, and
Uh,
especially if you're having to pay for rent. I mean, if you can live at home and save money, you're going to be you're going to be able to accelerate that savings. But
for
if
sure.
you're the cost of living, where's it going to come from, right? So it does
Yeah.
it's going to provide relief, but it's also going to provide a little bit of motivation to ask a little bit more for your on your selling price.
Yeah, and that's where the prices will go up. I think 5% is conservative considering the changes. And I always talk about fear of missing out. I think that start churning this spring, and we'll start seeing a lot more buyers get back into the market. We have a lot of people on the sidelines.
And I've been in the accelerator frame of mind that that things are going to skyrocket after this year, after everything that we've all the analysis that we've done. I think I'm a little bit more conservative about my 2025 predictions than I was probably 6 months ago. Maybe the headlines are getting
Come
to me.
on, Vaughn, let it rip, buddy.
I wanted to rip. I'm ready. I'm ready. My shoelaces are tied up super tight. I can run so fast right now, but I'm
I'm
not
the
sure that.
conservative one. I'm supposed to be given the I don't think it's going to change this much, and you're like, oh no, 2% Bank of Canada rate decrease.
Oh, my prediction of the where we wind up with the Bank of Canada is still the same.
Okay.
So we still have a way to go there, and I guess that's what I'm looking at. Like, oh, how long at 25%, or sorry, 25 basis point rate cuts? That's gonna take a long time to get down to that 2% Bank of Canada overnight rate.
Yeah, because I don't. First of all, I don't think that all of a sudden we're in any hurry to do that.